once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to another morning episode of Awaken with Jack and Barney. And I'm truly excited to be back again today. We're trying to figure out the balance, the format, the rhythm, the frequency of what we're doing. But I'm excited again today. The topic, something simple and something positive to start the day off, finding joy in the ordinary life, in the day-to-day life, because we're all in that struggle, looking for those different things, and life can bring us some curveballs. But Barney, what are you feeling today? What is your perspective on this morning, please?
Perspective on the morning. Well, first off, how's the sound, everybody? Press 1 if the sound is bueno, balanced, good enough. One of my biggest fears is having one louder than the other. I am doing my best as producer of hit new series Awaken with Jack and Barney. But this is a great topic, in my opinion. And Jack is not as loud as Barney. Damn it.
Not as loud.
Okay. Put the mic closer.
Could be my placement.
Yeah, that sounds better.
Is that better? A little stronger? Okay.
Yeah. Just get a little closer. That sounds good too. Okay.
We're working that out. Thank you for the feedback.
Yeah, how is that better? Press 1 if that's better, everyone. And this is a great topic because as I grow older, I am 49, of course. I would always go through life thinking, awakening. 1. Thank you very much, Kaiju. So, thank you, Hank. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Appreciate it. So, when I was young, I would always think, I can't wait to get out of high school and get out of this lousy town. Everything will be perfect. I can't wait to get out of culinary school and be a big chef. Everything will be perfect then. I can't wait to do this. Everything will be perfect then. And I think when you think like that, you kind of forget it's not what's the expression I'm looking for? It's not the something, it's the something.
It's not the destination,
it's the journey. Yeah.
Yes.
And the journey is the building phase. The journey is the work, and that is just as integral as anything. And as Spock once said, are you familiar with this one? God, I wish I would have had this pulled up. Hold on. A little bit of Star Trek for you. Just came off the top of the dome. The great Spock says, after a time, you may find that having is not so pleasing a thing after all as wanting. It is not logical, but it is often true. So kind of maybe that's adjacent at least, but getting there is wonderful. Living a boring life is not so bad. I grew up in a small town, and I still have this chip on my shoulder that it's like, I feel unsophisticated. I don't feel cool. And when I see these city slickers, I'm like, oh, they're so sophisticated. Oh, they wear Armani shades. They're so classy. And I feel kind of insecure. I hate to say that, right? God, I hate to say that around these people. Because I try to fit in. I want to sit at the cool person's lunch table. But I don't think I've been invited.
Brother, you said a lot.
I'm really going off. I'm going off the rails. So do with that as you can.
Let me roll with this a little bit because you brought up Spock from Star Trek.
Can I read it again?
Please do.
Are you a Trekkie?
Yes. Spock was my hero as a kid.
Do you know what episode this was from?
No, not off the top of my head.
This is from Pon farr, of course, famously Vulcans mate through ritual combat every 7 years. And he thought he killed Captain Kirk, and he was going to go to a prison or death penalty or something forever. And he was telling this trifling woman that kind of set him up because she wanted some other man, not him. So he says, after a time, you may find that having is not so pleasing a thing after all as wanting. It is not logical, but it is often true. Can you give me one of these, Jack?
Live long and prosper.
I love it. Okay, go ahead.
Absolutely. Spock was my hero. I loved his logic when I was a kid because emotions made no sense to me. So the idea of that, the how illogical it is that the wanting can be more pleasing than the having, and yet it's absolutely true. We've got within us this inner desire to accomplish, to achieve, to fulfill, to complete. And yet we get so focused on the plans and on, the carrot at the end of the stick. I heard it pointed out by others a long time ago, and it just clicked for me that our society, with the conditioning, the education system, the way that everything in the mechanism of society works, we're not taught to live. We are conditioned to prepare, right? Kindergarten, preparing for elementary school preparing for middle or high school preparing for college preparing for a workforce, the workforce preparing for retirement, and retirement preparing for death. So we spend our lives preparing for the next step, always looking forward to the next step. And the greatest lie that we do tell ourselves is, I'll be happy when.
There it is. Hold on. Do you have a clapping thing or something?
I don't think I do.
Jesus Christ, Jack. Okay, what's this? Hold on. Say it again, Jack. We'll be happy when.
Oh, yeah. The greatest lie we tell ourselves is that we'll be happy when.
You do have crowd cheer. I don't really like yours, though.
There's a lot of opportunity for improvement.
Sure.
But this is actually ties into the topic of today, too, finding fun in the ordinary life, because the ordinary life is filled with planning, and it's filled with goals, and it's filled with ideals. We want to find a solution for the budget, for the relationship, for the health. We want to find all of these things. And yet life can be truly overwhelming. My thoughts on a playful energy today, because this is where I was noticing. I was actually with my cat, Smokey. And I put out a toilet paper roll for her, just a little something different for her to play with. And it sat there for a while. She didn't notice it. It wasn't really of interest until it was. And at some point, her playful energy came out and the toy was utilized. But I really, just watching the cat play, innocence. That's what people do. That's what animals do. We love to play. But the mind, the identity of who we are, the societal conditioning, it's created us into these different versions where we forget to have fun. We can have fun as we work. We can have fun as we learn. We can have fun as we cry, if you're willing to.
I don't know about all that, Jack. You're taking it too far, as usual, crossing boundaries inappropriately. Listen, here's what I extrapolated from that.
Please.
And this is really, you're probably not going to, you're not going to see this coming. But when you were talking about, I don't know, the journey or the something, God darn it, what were you talking about?
I said a lot.
You said a lot, I know. But what I got out of it was, I had a vision of you. And I'm not joking. It may sound funny. I had a vision of you. This is not a joke. It may sound funny, but it's serious. I had a vision of you inspiring overweight women to lose weight while being okay with their overweight bodies. It just came to mind. I don't know, thoughts. Maybe I'm throwing you a curve on that one.
I love that vision.
I feel like Talcott somehow could help people lose weight because you were once big, and now you're eating vegetables,
twigs and berries, man.
I think that's
that's the wrong
a sexual reference. Yeah,
it?
maybe you should try that again. Maybe we should work on that. But yeah, maybe there's something there.
Hey,
I think that was probably not good content there, but go ahead.
No, it was perfect because you just reminded me of something else that you had brought up. There's a similarity between us in the way you described coming from a smaller town, more rural in thoughts and culture, and then you come into the greater world, and the greater world is a little crazy. I mean, for me, growing up, I grew up in the woods. Spokane, not a huge city. I think 300 to 600,000 for the metropolitan area, but if that's what it's called, or the developed area. But for me, Spokane was the big city. And admittedly, you just called me out. Sometimes I'm a little naive. I admit it. I'm a little country bumpkin sometimes, going to the big city, trusting that everybody's kind and innocent and gentle. That's not always how the world works. But I just took us way off, didn't I?
Are we talking about the junkie shooting up in front of my house?
We don't have to talk about that again.
I'm still getting feedback from that, by the way. People are still mad that I called the police on a man shooting up. I feel like we just need to address this every episode. What should you do if a junkie is shooting heroin, not even in his good veins, in his blown out veins, in his forearms, in front of your house? You should call the cops, FYI, in case you didn't know, because that's all we have for the moment. But anyways, sorry.
Actually, I would challenge you. I am confident there are different alternatives, because recently in the news here in Baltimore, wasn't there like a massive, like a rash of overdoses that happened not far, right?
No, very close.
So those people who just dealt with that, they probably got a lot of resources and information on what to do and how to deal with it.
Well, they got sent to the ER. They gave them Narcan. And of course, you know me, I'm a nurse, and I've given Narcan, amazing drug. But FYI, when someone's blasting heroin and they're close to death, just kind of in a comfortable death zone, when you give them Narcan, Naloxone, whatever the heck it's called, it's like you take that pleasurable feeling away from them quickly. And when they come out of it, they're not happy. It's not like, wow, thanks for saving my life. It's like, what the hell are you doing?
You dragged me back into hell.
Well, it's like they just want to. It's just like imagine all the pleasure leaving your body instantly, and it's sometimes they fight.
I can imagine.
Yep. Sure. And they they go to the ER. Here's some pamphlets. Stop overdosing, and you do what you can do. And I want to give a special shout out to Hank O'Flamio, to Nurse Barney, aka Nurse Ratchet. Thank you, Hank.
Thank you.
Legend in the chat. We are $2 closer to the $100 milestone open panel. And I'll just leave it at that. That's it. Thank you so much, Hank O'Flamio.
Thank you sincerely. Although this just reminded me, some of the feedback I got, what we could really use is some clips, some clips of gratitude. And so that's a project for Jack to work on. It's on my to-do list. I'll get that improved. But thank you sincerely, those who are here and contributing. You said something I wanted to swing back to. And what was it? You were just...
We're talking about people blasting smack in front of my house.
Oh, the process, the options. You said it without, I don't know if you made the connection like I do, but the current processes, it is kind of saddening. In my opinion, this is probably why a lot of addicts don't go for help, is because the success rate, it is good, but it's not good. And addiction, dude, that is a hell. It is an absolute hell when you are lost in this pattern of addiction and you don't know how to escape and you don't know where to turn. And the thought of turning away from drugs sounds like crap, because then, like you just said, you're losing out on that joy, that pleasure that you've gotten to know. But that pleasure and joy from the drugs, from the booze, from the sexcapades, from the gambling adventures, from all of these things that the human mind can convince ourselves to do, they are nothing in comparison to the good feelings of grace, of peace, inner peace, of true inner comfort that comes from a practice of meditation and prayer. The people going through those systems, you're right. They go to the medical industry, they get pamphlets, they get information, but there's more we can do. There's more that we can do to lead our neighbors, our relatives. There's more we can do to lead them into health. You can't force anyone to stop.
You're wrong.
How am I wrong?
We could just make a law. Being a junkie is illegal, punishable by mandate. No, you're laughing, but some societies probably did this. Being a junkie is illegal. The punishment is forced treatment. We're going to take you against your will, and we're going to sober you up, whether you like it or not. And I'm all for it.
It doesn't work.
It works temporarily.
It's the cost of enforcing laws, policing the laws,
Isn't the cost okay? So honestly, I'm let down on you, Jack. You're complaining about money. Getting people sober is not worth the cost. I mean, Jack, we give all of our money to that little special country that shall not mention its name, but I want to spend our money, which money doesn't even exist.
Right.
I want to spend government money on getting junkies clean.
Okay.
What better way to spend money than sobriety to Americans?
Fair enough. If we actually had a system that was truly set up to process and support people in recovery, I would say yes. Let's go out and round everyone up and get them into the treatment. But we don't have that yet. We've got a lot of good-intentioned, we've got a lot of well-intended counselors, therapists, professionals that they're doing the best with what they've learned, but the entire society, it doesn't license and qualify the best. It licenses and qualifies the obedient. And just like every other job classification, you're going to have good doctors, good nurses, bad nurses. You're going to have the same in the psychiatric field, in the counseling field, in the law enforcement.
Hold on. Okay. You triggered me. You really triggered me, Jack.
Please, that's why we're here. I love it. Thank you.
What are you saying? That the obedient? Are you saying that doctors shouldn't follow the standard of care and just go outside? Like, what are you saying? I think you're naive, sir.
Okay, fair. There may be some naivete in my words because I've never worked as a physician, but I have seen plenty of doctors, plenty of psychiatrists and psychologists who didn't know what the hell they were doing. Now, I'm not educated in their field, but I know what they were telling me was not helpful, was not relevant, and it sure didn't work. So the noise of life, society.
Probably another junkie.
It could be.
Or that's a cop.
It could still be another junkie.
Could be. All right, let's go again here. So what? This triggers me because I hear this a lot, and it really annoys me because it's just so easy to complain about this, and they say doctors, they just prescribe pills and blah 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 blah. They don't know what they're doing. They just prescribe pills. No, they don't just prescribe pills. Excuse me, they don't just prescribe pills. They say, oh look, golly gee, you're crazy. So here's what we're gonna do. If you eat a balanced diet, and they'll be like, here's examples. It's discharge summary, and we go over the stuff. Try eating bananas. Try eating that fruit platter. Try not to eat at McDonald's every day. Smoke less crack. Don't drink alcohol. Do you know what yoga is? You know, they really do say all of these things.
Yeah.
And at the end, and that's what you should do. And they say, here, follow up here. Call them. And if the people don't do it, there's nothing you can do. And then, like, if you want to talk about primary care physicians in America, I don't know if you know this or not. I think in other countries, I'm not like an expert here in other countries. I think it's illegal to advertise drugs, but in America, it's like, ask your doctor today about feels right to me or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And people hear these drugs, they feel sad, they want to take some happy pills. And do I think they work? Do I think they're a good idea? I mean, I don't know. And doctors are doctors. They're not in the lab running the tests. People come, a doctor can't know everything. They're like, this is the standard of care. If they say A, B, C, D, and E, then you can prescribe this maybe as long as they don't have this pre-existing condition and blah, 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 blah. But what is a doctor supposed to do? They tell you to do all the other stuff. They tell you what to do. And then, oh, here's modern medicine. Let's try this. What's the problem? What do you want them to do? You want them to go home with you and what? Like what else can they do? Go ahead.
Oh, there's much they can do.
What? Tell me, please.
Well, we can look at the whole nature of an individual. Some of the Eastern philosophies, the Eastern medicines, they have a more holistic approach.
What does that even mean?
Health.
What does that even mean, Jack?
Which part? The Eastern philosophies or the holistic part?
Bro, I mean, holistic. I can't even stand this word. Let's just look it up, get the official definition.
Please.
So you think China is lit? China's like, bro, I just went to a Chinese ER. It's awesome. Totally holistic, totally Eastern, characterized by the belief that parts of something are interconnected and can be explained only by reference to the whole. This is why I hate this term, because It's like holistic means whole with a W, but it's
right. It's the whole person, their mind, their emotion, their diet, their activity. You look at the whole person as an activity. That way you can see where the problems are.
America does that.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Barney, please, brother.
What? Okay. So here. Okay. Let's do a typical discharge summary. Okay. Let's do a typical discharge summary for just pick a diagnosis. Pick a diagnosis. Pick any.
I wouldn't know where to begin.
Okay, let's just go with
drug use.
Okay, drug use. Okay, here's typical discharge summary.
Okay.
Eat a healthy meal.
Yeah.
Consider meditation, yoga, exercise. Drink plenty of water. Consider 12-step AA. Here's the number to the closest one to your known address. Follow up with this primary care physician who's great in this area, so you don't have to come to the ER. If you're experiencing any difficulties, call 911. We can put you on Antabuse if you want. We can, if you're experiencing DTs, we can give you Librium so you don't have a seizure. We can do we can do all these things. And here's where you follow up. So stay positive, eat right, stop using drugs, follow up here. Okay, so what do they do Eastern? Like, what's the difference? Seriously.
My impression of the ideal holistic doctor is that they look at you, your whole patterns, and they don't just try and address the symptoms. See, our society profits from problems. Problems continue as long as you just mask the symptoms. My opinion, that's why the Rockefeller medicine has turned into what it has. We've got good intended doctors operating based upon the level of their experience, based upon the level of their education. I've heard plenty of testimonies from doctors that say their education in nutrition is, minimal at the best, and yet what is the best way to keep your biology pure and clean? Proper nutrition.
But we say that. We give them
right.
We tell them, try this diet. We go over it. Discharge summary. Here it is. Try this diet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you need the brat diet. You need the bland diet. You need the whatever diet.
This is my point.
You're anemic. You need, you need more iron. You need this. Like, we do all this stuff.
It's the illusion of authority, because of a title. Possibly the instruction being given is correct. Possibly it is the best practice. And based upon, I think that is what the intent of our medical industry is to take the best practices and put those into procedures. And then you have the staff following the best practices and procedures, trying to narrow down and identify the cause and the course of treatment. But what I see, Barney, is hypocrites all around saying, do this because I said, and if you don't do what I said, then it's your problem. Well, you're not doing what you say.
Whoa. This sounds like direction.
Yes, I do.
You do, right?
And I'm not alone.
That's a Jack problem.
No, that's
it is.
All of us. We all have these issues.
The
to
doctor,
certain degrees.
Listen, the American Medical Association tells doctors what the standard of care is. Okay,
that's the problem.
What? Why is that a problem that we have this? Where it's not perfect, but this is what we got, and you just, Jack, I love you, but you just, I'm just gonna rip your nuts off right now. Don't take this personal. You're just like, and I hate to say it too.
Say it.
I have to talk bad about my own people. To my white brother. I don't know what it is about us whiteys, but you see some of that Asian imagery. You see the Buddha, and you're like, oh, this is lit. This is where it's at, and you think it's so much better. Like, bro, scientists, PhDs, and sometimes dual PhD MDs try to figure out what's going to save people.
Mm-hmm.
Doctors in the ER and whatever, they're just grinding it out every day.
I know.
They're not experimenting on people.
Some do. Not very often.
Typically not. Do you want a doctor to experiment on you, or do you want a doctor to give you the standard of freaking care? I take the latter, sir. And if someone says, do this, I don't understand what you're.
If they're if they're following instructions set out by someone else and they're not thinking for themselves, that's a problem. And we've got this obedient mindset in healthcare, in the police, in the military, in everywhere. The judges, the attorneys, they're all convinced and following the law that someone else wrote. And every law that someone else wrote, it's individuals interpreting. And
Jack, if everyone is a rebel like you, It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, bro. I don't want people all. I don't need an artist judge or a philosopher nurse. Right. Right.
You might though.
I don't.
You might.
I don't.
Here, back to the idea of the holistic option.
I really hate that word, but let's go.
Well, in America, in the Western world, and it's shown throughout history, at some point the church and science separated. The church says we'll take care of the spiritual and the metaphysical.
Wait, hold on. Reset. Say that again. I need to listen.
At some point in history, the church and science kind of separated. And I think
were they ever together? Serious question.
I believe so, because the mystery schools of the past were studying the sciences of spirituality, and there are sciences. There's rituals and spells and magic. There's stuff that can be done.
This magic.
This life is magic.
Magic the Gathering.
This life is magic. It really is. That's what miracles are, dude. It's magic.
I don't want my doctor doing magic. Right? Yeah, I don't need you to pull a rabbit out of a hat, right? I need you to just pull a couple more years on my life that put it on,
I don't dismiss, and please, my words can easily be taken out of context, especially when we're having a conversation like this and I'm trying to point one side. I see the value of Western medicine. I don't deny. To me, it's magic, right? That these surgeons can go in and know the inner being of a body.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
It's amazing.
Some of the instruments and the technologies that have been developed so that our medical care professionals can do a better job. We have everything we need to create a better world. But what we don't seem to have is the willingness for people to get along.
Wait a minute. Wait. Did you just change the subject on me real quick? What happened?
Did. I saw you pick up your phone, so I figured it's a perfect time to throw a curveball.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't pick up my phone. I thought something came. I apologize. You know what? Let me put my phone away. I apologize. This is a phone-free podcast.
You're doing fine. You're running it. But
sometimes if something goes wrong, people may text me like, sound is off. So I'm going to keep it here, but I'm not going to pick it up unless I get.
No, respect. And I did change the subject.
Okay, so wait, are we done with
I was bringing it to the willingness.
I don't think we finished on this medical thing, honestly, but I guess agree to disagree. You sound crazy to me.
But I'm not. So what does that say about you?
Why do you not want to listen to what a doctor says? What's the problem?
It's not that.
It is. You're
listen.
You furrowed your brow and you did your angry. You're a good actor, actually. You did your angry Jack impersonation. You impersonated yourself being angry. It's pretty good, actually.
Without the rage.
Without the rage. Yes.
Without the rage. That's the key I got to work on. Mm-hmm. Well, in my memory, I've got not experiences of myself, but my mother is an example. She's had horrible just malpractice really has been happening with my mother. She's been in and out of the hospital a lot of times over the past 20 years. So, which credit to the medical industry is keeping in large part keeping her.
Well, I don't want to talk about your mom because
I'm a little sensitive.
You had to recuse yourself from the conversation because you're obviously going to be biased, so we had to talk about something else. But this just in, Hanko Flamio. Jack, what is your definition of crazy?
Insane. Illogical. But that's not even a good judge either.
Reverse Vulcan.
What is crazy is the belief in unproven, unsubstantiated facts. So in other words, when one believes in illusions and imaginations more than facts and reality, I consider that person crazy.
That sounds like what you were talking about earlier. You said the church has magical spells that can cure.
It does. I know I sound crazy, but this is the thing. This is why there's been a resistance to spirituality throughout time, because the miraculous is illogical. You can't, it defies the natural law, and yet it doesn't defy the natural law. It actually imposes the natural law at a level greater than our ability to comprehend. And imagine if, I mean, I came across a part of history from Spokane where I used to live, the John G. Lake Ministry. Apparently, they had record of thousands of documented faith healings. There was miraculous healings. Now, if our medical industry could tap into that idea, it would certainly reduce the continuing costs of people going in to renew their prescriptions, and every other visit being given the same handout and told to do the same things. If we were actually focused on health and curing, we could accomplish it, brother.
What is that movie with is it X-Pac or something? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
He's like from some other place and he says, oh god damn it. I guess if someone knows what it is, help me out here. One of those guys. The Usual Suspects guy. Who was that guy? Who limped?
Sorry, with actors and names, I'm
okay. So what you said reminds me of something.
Miracle healings,
which is one of my favorite Bible verses. I bet you didn't see that coming. Of course, my favorite is Timothy 2:12. We all know about that.
Yeah.
Look it up if you don't know. If you don't know, now you know. But my other favorite, of course, is Mark. I don't know how to say this. 16, 17, 18. How do you say this? Mark 16?
Okay.
17-18. How am I supposed to say that?
Mark 16 to 18.
No, it says Mark 16 and then like semicolon or whatever that is, and then 17-18.
Yeah. Mark 16. Chapter 16 of Mark and verses 17 and 18.
Okay.
That sounds right.
And this, of course, is one of my favorite churches I've never been to. It's kind of a bucket list thing. The Snake Church.
The Vatican?
No.
Oh. The other snake type of church.
The Appalachian preachers that pray with rattlesnakes and rock out with actually really good music. So I admire those guys. Have I told you this? Have I told you how I feel about Snake Church?
You may have, but please share with others.
A lot of times I see churches and hypocrites and people who I just feel like, what are they doing here? What are they doing here? What's going on? I don't believe them. I don't think they really believe in what they're saying. But when I see a man stick his hand in a bin of rattlesnakes and yelling and screaming and dancing around with them, you could say and think many things, but there's one thing I don't think. And the thing that I don't think is that, or whatever it is, I know that this man and woman believes in God. Because to put a deadly snake on your head is nuts.
It is.
Or you really believe in God. There's a fine line. But anyways, let me just read this. This ties into what you're saying. And these signs will accompany those who believe. In my name, they shall drive out demons. They will speak in new tongues. They will pick up snakes with their hands. And if they drink any deadly poison, it will not harm them. Here it comes. They will lay their hands on the sick, and they will be made well. Are you a faith healer, Jack?
I've tried, and no miracles have happened yet. But I continue my efforts and my prayers because I feel it's the right way to be. This is my path. I started leaning into the possibilities. And then since I allowed possibilities that God is there and that these words are real, I figured if it's a possibility, let me lean into it's a probability, right? There's a probability that the Bible and the many translations, the many different versions, there's a reason this has been so well distributed and preserved all around the world. So I looked into the possibility of there being God and then the probability, and I looked into enough people who've studied the stories and the actual scripture and the archaeology and the translations, and I've become convinced. Truly, the example of Jesus is for us all, and the potential of miracles. It is. I've witnessed. I've witnessed what could be easily considered emotional miracles, miraculous transformations.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's go examples, because this, you're really losing me. Let's hear the examples.
A perfect example happened with myself, but I've also witnessed it others at some of these events I went to. What was it? One of them was put on by Knowledge for Men. I can't remember the name of the event, but we went to San Diego. There's 50 or 100 different men in a room, and we did some breathing exercises, a guided meditation. And I witnessed men having these breakthroughs, shit that they were carrying around since they were little boys, little kids. The breathing, the thoughts, the ideas, the moment, the energy. People left that room totally transformed from how they entered. It happens.
This doesn't really sound like a miracle to me, Jack.
When someone overcomes their lifelong pattern of unworthiness, of self-sabotage, whether it's an addiction or some sort of pattern where they keep seeing themselves doing the same mistakes. I lived that life. One of my most obvious was my pattern of drinking. But before I got into self-development, I found my path in AA, which is self-development. It's all the same thing. And then if you take all of the teachings of the self-development courses, you take all of the principles of the religions, the whole purpose is to be a better man, a better woman. And that's exactly what Jesus was teaching. It all comes back to him.
Jack, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but have you ever been to a New Year's Eve party and people really have breakthroughs there? I'm going to stop smoking this year. Let me smoke my last cigarette. They take their last puff and I'm done smoking. They last 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they had a breakthrough, salute to that. But you don't know what happened. And maybe they had a breakthrough, and maybe they acknowledged something, and maybe they lived the perfect life afterwards. But I think you're being naive, and I wouldn't consider that a miracle personally. I've seen people break down emotionally, and that's a thing, sure. But I don't think that falls under miracles, milagros, at all. So
I think
also Jesus was fake, but what?
I think healing is a miracle. It's a miracle we take for granted because it's part of the natural design. But for disease, for brokenness, for repairs to be made, just by our rest, by our self-care, healing is a miracle. Life is a miracle. So why should we not believe in miracles?
Because it's not true, Jack.
You're right. Life is not true.
No, life is true.
No.
I guess it depends on my standard for miracle is much higher than yours.
Possibly.
No, 100%.
Okay. So then ask, what's the benefit of that? If you're denying yourself from witnessing the miraculous in the ordinary.
I'm not denying myself, but
are you finding it?
Am I finding miracles
in the mundane?
mean, I
I'm
don't know,
putting
what are
you
you trying to
totally
do?
on the spot, dude.
No, not on the spot. You're just.
I love that you're.
Let's look up miracle. Let's get the perfect definition here.
Please, what's Google offer?
A miracle is an event attributed to a supernatural or divine cause occurring outside of or contrary to the natural order of the universe.
Mm-hmm. Happens all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
See,
I disagree.
Modern man, through our sciences and our hubris, we think we found the answers to everything.
I disagree with that, but keep going.
Well, in the collective, people are running around day to day. They know their jobs, they know their routines, but they don't know how the sun operates. They don't know the intricacies. They don't know the involvement between water across the world and their own breath. We're completely united with the rainforests in the Amazon, with the mountaintops and the deserts. We're connected to the entirety of this world. And this
is where you just took the lens way out. What do we like? We were focused, and now
I'm screwing it up. I'm throwing a wrench.
You are.
You said something.
Miracles, Jesus isn't making the blind see. He's not walking on water.
Are you sure?
Yes. Noah's Ark was a lie. 100%. There's no way that a polar bear got on a boat with chickens and didn't just eat them. Like, stop.
What if it was done in a different way than what it was written? Right?
I know. I know the way. I'll tell you the way. I was there.
You were there?
Yes.
All right.
There was a dude with a boat named Noah.
Uh-huh.
And then there was a big flood.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude's got like the biggest boat. And he's like, bro, it's a disaster. It's like Hurricane Katrina or something.
Worse, yeah.
And then worse than Katrina, sure. And then all these animals are like swimming around. He's like, get the goat. Mm-hmm. Get the chicken. Save the animals. Mm-hmm. And then with thousands of years, his legend grew into a fable or tall tale.
Okay.
And that's the truth.
All right.
Jesus walking on water, bro, no. He turned water into wine. I mean, what is he, a drunk? I mean, who would even do that?
Someone who has power over the natural elements and order. One who actually has the knowing of how the universe works, can do the miraculous without effort, particularly if there is a connection to the one source, right? The source code of this matrix that we're experiencing. It's not as real as we think. I mean, the matrix and the life we're living, it's not as real as we think. It's more real. Because what's more real is the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is we're just a blip in time. And we think we're so important, but in the vastness, in the scale of the world, none of us matter.
Should that make me happy or sad, though? That's a hard dose of reality. Don't I matter, Jack?
You matter in your mind. And in the
Is my mind real?
And in the minds of others, you matter. But what image you take in your own mind and in the minds of others, that part matters, the image, but if it's not real, it has no relevance.
Are you talking about trans?
No.
That's a joke.
No, I'm not.
That's a joke.
But I am talking about inflated self-importance. Donald Trump is a perfect example of that. Inflated self-importance.
You're wrong.
How am I wrong?
This guy could save millions of lives.
And he chooses not to.
He's important. He is important.
He's convinced others of his inflated self-importance.
It's not inflated.
It is.
He has the power to save lives. He has the power to stop giving those evil people weapons. Why does Jesus hate Gazans? How about that?
No, how about
Trump is important. Just because he's not doing what he should be doing doesn't mean he's not important.
Exactly. let's recognize he is and is not important. He's no different than those children in Gaza.
He's complete, bro. You lost me, but keep going. Let's hear this.
He's a human being, a child of the universe. Right?
Okay.
But he does have that position. He could save millions of lives, and he is failing. He's failing every single day. And he's telling everybody he's winning. And then the people who think he's winning, yeah, they're on his side and they're putting on the ice costumes and the masks and going out and kidnapping people from their jobs and their day-to-day routines because there's allegations that they're criminals.
Can we just stick to the Middle East, Jack? Right? Can we stick to the children who are starving? It's much more cut and dry, in my opinion.
Okay, it is. So why has this man who has the authority, who has the opportunity to become a savior, why has he hasn't pursued that opportunity? That saddens me. And I want to help him avoid further regret. Because when he realizes what he's been overlooking by continuing to fund the choices of Benjamin Netanyahu and the entire source of conflict, once he realizes the mistakes he's made, he's going to feel kind of bad.
Okay, Jack. What should be done? Let's go global politics. Let's go there.
To me,
what's the plan? And shout out to Greta Thunberg. She's the greatest turnaround in history, in my opinion. She went from annoyance tool to brave woman. Brave woman. If you get on that boat, you're putting it on the line, baby, because you know who might blow you up. Go ahead. Yeah. What should be done?
It's the same answer at the top as it is at the bottom.
What's the answer?
Interventions.
Interventions? Mm-hmm. Military interventions? What are you talking about here?
No, interventions of love. Interventions of compassion and purpose to help prevent the continuing shooting up in the neighborhoods, to help prevent the continuing funding of genocide. Right? If we unite together, brothers and sisters, with love in our hearts and good intentions of bringing reform, we can do it.
No, okay, that's not good enough for me, Jack. So we're going to defund that little country that Bibi Netanyahu runs. That's the plan, right?
That's a big part of it.
And then
bring some accountability.
And then put him in the Hague, put him on trial.
I don't even want to put these people of power into cages. I don't want to. I am all about prison reform and corrective actions. God. So we could truly help transform the minds and hearts of some of these people like Benjamin Netanyahu, get him out there with a shovel, get him out there digging through the debris to pick up the human body parts, let him face to face the tragedy of the choices he's been making.
Okay, so you're against prison, but you are pro hard labor, Cool Hand Luke style. You know Cool Hand Luke?
I think so. Yeah, I think I remember.
Bro, it's one of the best movies ever.
The chain gang mentality.
What we got here is a failure to communicate.
Yeah.
Famously, they put that on the Guns N' Roses song.
It's been that way.
That's a great movie. If you've never seen Cool Hand Luke, watch it. I have many favorite parts.
A failure to communicate has been the cause of great devastation, great calamity here on Earth. The failure to communicate properly. That's been the cause of my damages, right?
What are your damages?
I lost my career, my family, my home.
All right. Can I get personal, Jack?
Yeah, of course.
This might set you off. I'm scared.
I'm sorry you feel that way. It's due to me, my reactive
nature. It is, yes.
I'm
scared of you.
I know. I'm sorry.
I'm scared of you. I'm going to tell you how I feel, Don't get mad.
All right.
You know I love you.
I don't know.
I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking. Or I don't know how to say this. And it doesn't mean I want you to like come back and tell me what I'm supposed to do in my life, because I'm just not ready for that. But is it time to move on from your post office complaint? Is it time to just move forward? Are you holding on to that? You know, it's like years ago. I just feel like, oh, you're getting mad.
No.
Oh,
No.
is it time to? I feel like it's time to move on, Jack, from this post. Whatever happened, is it time to lay it to rest?
There's a perspective of that. There's value in that. However,
Oh Lord,
my my purpose for continuing to bring up the Postal Service, it's not just for reconciliation of the past. As I've mentioned, the men and women who I know of and who know me, at the American Postal Workers Union, there's people in Washington, D.C. that are well connected to men and women of Congress. My purpose is to speak with Congress and Donald Trump.
wait a minute. Hold on. Did you just avoid the question because you want to, or was that on accident? You can avoid it if you want to.
Very simply, my past is connected to the future. I don't have to go with people from my past. But one way or another, I mean, I've said this in 2018 and I've maintained it. I lost my career due to misunderstandings. My intention with the Postal Service was to help it become a better place to work.
Jack,
I know that
everyone's a fan here and everyone's heard it.
I know.
And maybe that should be our next episode.
All right.
Letting go of the past. Is it time to let go of this?
But you're missing it.
I've had so many, I've been fired 10,000 times.
Sure. And
it's
again,
quite humiliating and embarrassing.
Again, yes, many on the outside, they want to say, Jack, don't try. Stop trying. Well, let's also recognize that based upon what I believe is fair, there's potentially $1 million of unaddressed wage liability that I'd love to have a conversation about.
Jack.
So if you think I should just turn my back away on $1 million, if you think that's logical, plus the fact that these people are connected, not just to my past, but to my future goals, here's the reality. I haven't reached out to them in a while. I've stopped trying. I'm pursuing other avenues, but.
Okay. So to answer my question, it's not time to let go of that.
In a way, I have, because it's not the primary focus, but I'm not giving up on any of my goals. I've got so many different goals. In the past, all I was focused on was making it through the next payday, right? Making it through the week, making it through the day. But now my mind is open to the possibilities that anything is possible. And as long as I maintain a positive outlook and I continue positive efforts, actions, taking steps towards those things, well, then I don't lose hope or sight of it. And I haven't lost sight of reuniting with my family or, trying to achieve justice. I haven't lost sight on hoping to find a romantic relationship. I mean, all of these things are goals and hopes.
Should we? That would be great content to, I don't know, get you a Tinder profile. Is it time?
I could reactivate it. I used to be on Tinder and Bumble and.
But let me just say, so I'm going to change topics here.
All right.
Jack and Tinder really lit my fire, so to speak. And what I just want to say a few things. It's a whole genre of YouTube. I think it would be great, but the one thing I don't like about the YouTube Tinder genre is when they unknowingly show the matches. Or does that make sense? Like, you'll see a lot of women on there, but I don't like, if you want to go through with this, we could show your profile, but I'm not okay with showing the women unknowingly on YouTube. Just
That's fair. That's respectable.
But a Jack dating series would be great.
There's lots of opportunities and lots of paths for our future, but I'm excited to see where it will go.
Or you know what else?
What's that?
Maybe I'm pushing this too far. Maybe I'm using you as fodder. Why does this excite me so much? They have these and I've never done them. Mixers or what is it? Or speed dating. Mm-hmm. Jack speed dating. Bro, that would be epic. But anyway, sorry. Okay, no. Let's try to be serious. I'm lowering the vibration here, but all ladies that want to contact Jack,
I'm easily reached.
Leave a comment.
Yeah.
There it is.
Easily reached. I'm easily accessed. There was talk and encouragement. Should you be willing? I think this could be an amazing setup for me to go back on Kendra G's with the dating show. And now that I'm located to Baltimore, maybe I've got a better chance with that audience.
Sure. Go back on Kendra G's. If you really want to find a date, you should probably watch Kendra G. And they have women will come on. The problem with Kendra, our channel's devolving, or just
I don't care.
Wherever it goes, it goes.
Yeah, it goes.
The problem with Kendra G, because I grew up, I would watch Love Connection. It was cool. Chuck Woolery back in 2 and 2. It was fun. Why doesn't she do areas? It's just randos call up. She should be like, tonight, Wyoming. Tonight, San Jose. Tonight, Maine or whatever. And it's just like all these random people. And I feel like, Kendra, hey, do in New York, New York on Mondays, Baltimore every second Tuesday, something like that. But maybe you should watch or whatever. I mean, anyways, who am I to give dating advice? I should stay in my lane. No, This is kind of low vibrational, honestly.
How are we doing on time?
I think it's time to wrap it up. Let's go to let's finding joy in everyday life. I want you to close it out, but as I said before, life is beautiful, life is short, life is precious. Enjoy it with the people around you. Give them your best. Reciprocate love. And just know that, find the simple pleasures in life. Find the simple pleasures in life, and don't forget your blessings. There you go. Go ahead, Jack. Close us out.
You said it. Those are the right words. Finding joy in the ordinary life, it requires the intent, the intention, the will, and the idea. And I encourage everyone to remember that you can. Even when life throws you curveballs and wrenches and the rug's yanked out from under you and your footage and your foundation, it may feel shaky. You may feel uncertain. You may be let down. Allow it to be true. Allow yourself to be let down. Allow the disappointment to be real, but don't stay in it. Don't hold on to the anger, to the disappointment, to whatever thoughts are unpleasant, because all of that time spent in the unpleasant, holding on to that memory and that opinion, man, you're missing out on the little things in life. And the little things, you find the subtleties and the flavor of your meal. You find the harmony or the rhythm in the music that you hear. You find the connection to the bird song, to the rustling of the wind in the trees. You find the joy in those little things, appreciating the beauty, appreciating the simplicity. your nervous system feels better. And when your nervous system feels better, man, joy just starts beaming, and beaming joy is the best way to be. So from me and Barney to you, thank you to all of you for tuning in. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Jack, for sharing the morning with me. I just got my coffee in. I'm caffeinated. Are you going to the gym with me now? Is today the day that you're going to make gains? You said you want to date. I heard a rumor that chicks like fit dudes with muscles.
They do.
Not that I would know, of course, but is today the day you want to make gains with me in the gym that's 2.5 blocks away and free?
It's 50-50, and the viewers will have to tune back in to find out. Does Jack go to the gym or not today?
Does Jack go to the gym today? Thank you to all the viewers. Thank you to all the fans, haters, and they're not called detractors. They're called dejactors. I have coined a new phrase. Dejactors. And special thanks goes out to the man, the myth, the legend, Hank Oflamio. True. Of course, Modern Men Lost Again is a member for 2 months. So shout out to that. Appreciate that. And we will see you whenever we are up to it. No schedule yet. And we may even do a night show at some point. And do we have a title for the night version of this show?
Not yet.
What was your complicated title?
It
was so complicated and weird.
Something about elevating the consciousness.
No,
it was something. We'll figure it out. Dreamscapes.
That was definitely not it. If anyone has an idea for the title of this show, but at night,
yeah, a different energy,
leave it in the comments. That's what's up. And plus, at night, we can probably break out some candles. I don't know. All right, so there it is, everybody. Thank you so much. Stay blessed.
Peace and love.
Hold on. What is the name of this thing? Don't forget to find joy in your everyday life, because life is beautiful. And there it is, everyone. Peace and blessings to you all. Bye.